guys, welcome back. So today we have a scenario whereby we need to retrieve data from a txt file, but when we retrieve data from a txt file we need to retrieve it with certain conditions. So we're going to be writing statements that looks like SQL queries in order to retrieve data from this text file that we have. So in today's tutorial, I'm assuming you have some basic knowledge on what is SQL statement, and also I am assuming that you know pandas library. So we're going to be using the pandas library to help us to write SQL type of statement into a text file. So now here on this project I've created employee data.txt. It holds the data that we need to read, and when we read this data we wanna apply some filters. For example, as you can see here, we have employee names, surname, gender, salary, and role. So let's say you have a scenario where you need to read maybe data from employees where the age is between 20 and 85. Another condition could be read where salary of an employee is greater than certain amount. So do that, we're going to use pandas library to help us with that, rather than us looping through each line of record and putting conditions. So we're going to avoid that. So this is the easy way that you can do. So now we're going to start here by importing the pandas library. Right? So here I'm gonna declare the file path. So with this variable I'm going to store the location where our file path is. That's it. So from here I'm going to create an employee data frame variable like that. So I'm gonna say pandas read that txt file that we have. Then I'm going to pass in the data path file here. So as you can see, our file here, a column or a field is separated by a pipeline. So I'm going to specify that pipeline as a separator here. Then I'll pass in the pipeline. So the last parameter I need to set here is error bedlines. So what this error bedlines does is if there is any corrupt row of data from your file, it will show a message when you create this data frame that, okay, let's say row number 2 has a corrupt data. So for that you are trying to ignore incorrect data to be passed into your data frame. So now from here what we can do now is to display if our data frame is getting the data that we have from the data file. So I'm just gonna print it nicely here. I'm gonna say employee data, then display like that. Okay. All right, so with that, now I'm just gonna display the content of our data frame and see if we have the right information we're looking for. Here from the terminal, I'm just going to execute Python. Text file.python. Okay, yes, we're getting the data. So this is now the data that we have from our txt file. So that is the data. So now it no longer has the pipeline, because yes, the pipeline is not really the data but just the separator that we have. So now we have this data here. So now let's say you wanna select data based on age, and now they're saying we need data where age is between 20 and 35. So the easy way you can do that is to write an query type of string, then you query the data based on that statement. So yeah, I'm just gonna write a nice heading here to say, okay, we're looking for age between 20 and 35, right? Between and 35. We want age greater than 20 years and 30 and less than 35 years. So we're going to say dot query, and we put a statement. You put it in a string, then you say where age is greater than 20 and age is less than 35, right? So then we're going to execute this and see what we get here. So now from this we can see here we get all the employees that have the age which is greater than 20 and less than 35, right? So we have limited number of rows because we have filtered based on that. So now let's say they give you another condition. They say we want employee where gender is female and salary is greater than 50,000. So you can still do that. I'm gonna copy this and then I'm going to say here need a female with a salary greater than 50,000, right? So to do that again, we're going to write a query statement where now we're going to say where gender is equal, then we want female and salary is greater than 50,000, right? So let's go to the terminal and extract that. So here you can see on the last part here we have female with salary above 50,000. So we can see we selected what is this, where gender is female and salary is above 50,000. So this is how you can do the query statement into a file. So thank you for watching out this. So also now, if you wanna save this information, maybe you want to save this data back to another txt file, so you can also do that and save it into another txt file. So let's say now, for example, you want data which is between age and which is between 20 and 25, but you want to save them into a file. You can still do that, and then you can still say dot to CSV, right? When you say dot to CSV, then you put in the file name where you wanna write them. Let's say that file, I can give it age. Let's say I say age between 20 and 35, right? And 35, right? Then age between, then I can say .txt. Then I can give a separate. Let's say now, if when you save it now, how do you want to separate it? Let's say you wanna separate it with a semicolon, with a comma, like that. You no longer wanna separate it with a pipeline. You can do that, right? So we're going to rerun this program, and we're expecting a new file to be generated here on this project. This new file is gonna be age between 20 and 35.txt. So it's gonna have that data that we are looking for, right? So we run that. So now let's see what's going to happen. So now that file that we generated, there it is. Let's check it out. What does it have? So now it has all the data that you were looking for, filtered by the age. Thanks for watching out this tutorial.